Hey, what's up everybody? I just played this game on Celeste. It went really well. By the end of the game, we had like 100,000 soul lead on the enemy team. It was just one of those games where like your team is communicating and they've got generally positive attitudes, and everybody agrees when it's time to go mid and agrees when it's time to push an objective, and it just happens so rarely. It's really refreshing every time you get a match like this. Not a tremendous amount of kills, but a lot of kill participation, and it's just been a joy to learn a little bit about Celeste. And really, I just wanted to use this match footage as background footage to be able to talk about some of the new characters. I went out of town to visit my partner a little bit ahead of Valentine's Day, and haven't been around, haven't had my equipment to be able to talk about the new characters, but they're all pretty interesting, and I just wanted to sort of share my thoughts on them real quick. I mean, really what I want to talk about is Celeste. You know, coming into this group of 6 heroes, I was eyeing a couple of them. I felt like Graves was sort of pitched as like a necromancer, kind of a summoner type character, and I had the inkling that she would be kind of like a control mage, would reward good macro, would be able to push objectives really well. And while her kit didn't pan out exactly the way that I had kind of envisioned, I didn't really know what to expect. She's not super leaning into that summonery thing. She, as you know, she has the Jar of Dead and she has her Tombstone. But overall, I'm very satisfied with the way that the character feels, and she does kind of have the playstyle that I expected from her, so that was a home run for me. When it comes to this most recent 3, Venator, Celeste, and Apollo, I sort of felt like with Venator, I probably wasn't going to enjoy him very much. Just by looking at him, he's got like 3 to 4 guns on him, so you could reasonably assume he's a gun carry. And I do like that kind of character, but nothing about his design is particularly appealing to me. I don't really care for the like Catholic Punisher kind of thing that he's got going on. Pretty cool for other people. I think his kit is a little simpler. It's probably one of the most simple kits that we got out of this batch of 6, but even when there's characters that I don't particularly vibe with, I'm still happy to have them in the game to offer new challenges and new interesting things to deal with. Apollo was the character where like I don't really love his visual design. It just doesn't speak to me, and I was kind of hoping that like through voice lines and through learning more about him that I might be more interested in Apollo as a character, but just not really. I also kind of felt like I might gravitate towards him and his kit because recently I've been playing characters like Shiv and Lash and these kind of like frontliney bursty mage assassin type characters, and I sort of had a feeling that's what Apollo was going to be, and that is kind of what Apollo is, but something about him just doesn't quite hit for me. I think like flicking the sword for the auto attacks and the way that the like camera zooms in during his ult, it feels a little, also like trying to push his 3 and like maneuver in particular directions. It's kind of hard with my hand to like push 3 and also D, S, A, or W to move him in the specific direction I want. So I think he's really cool. He's really involved, and I think if you're the type of person that is gonna like one trick a character, he's probably going to be really rewarding, and he's got a ton of movement, and movement in my mind is just like by default fun. So I think he's really cool, but I just don't personally enjoy playing him as much as I thought, you know, maybe I would. The character that surprised me the most is Celeste. When Celeste was on my first impression of Celeste was that I really liked her character design. I kept seeing people in like the Deadlock Discord, just a range of opinions. They're like, I don't like the girly pop like pastel thing, or like she's way too feminine. I saw some people that were like, oh, the SJW's got to her, she's got no titties. Like, just go outside, perceive a woman. I thought her design was great. When I read like her keywords, they were sort of like dazzling and performer and these kinds of things. And those words to me, I don't remember exactly what the 3 words were, but those words to me sort of imply a level of crowd control, especially dazzling, if that was one of the 3 words. There was something about her gave off the vibe of crowd control, and crowd control in this game sort of gives me the vibe of support. So I was thinking that she might be more of like a control-y mage support type character to go along with Rip, because I actually don't think that we have too many supports in the game. I mean, we do, but I think we have more carries than support, so I would have welcomed another one. That's totally not who she is at all. She is pretty clearly like a magic damage carry, and it has turned into one of the most interesting characters in the game for me, and is definitely a character that I'm going to be adding to my personal hero pool. So her left click is really interesting, and it's actually my favorite left click in the game now. It's a relatively slow projectile that she can sort of bank off of the ground or walls, sort of like, you know, a Junkrat left click, but rather than it being like a grenade launcher, something that explodes on impact, it's instead just the projectile itself. But it has the capacity to kind of like hone in on, I think it's just enemy heroes. I don't think it does it for creeps, but it can hone in on a target if it's like kind of on a vector that's like kind of close. Like it could, if it would bounce like near somebody, it'll probably just hone close enough to be able to bounce towards them. So that's particularly interesting. But if you don't bounce it off of the ground or a wall or what have you, and you just hit like a creep or a hero with it, it will then bounce to another enemy target behind it. So if you line up the creeps in a particular way, or if like an enemy hero is standing behind a creep, you can hit your shots on the front one and then bounce it to the one that's behind it. This is very similar to a thing that Templar Assassin has in Dota 2. It's just very, very cool, and it's a very fun tool to have. The projectile speed is a little bit low, sort of, it's faster than Page's, but it is on the slow side. But because this is deadlock, that is something that you can remedy with items. So very, very cool, very interesting. Besides this, she also has this thing, and I don't know what the correct terminology is, but she kind of has like lower gravity and increased air control. The way that it's been described is like when you use Holiday jump pad, Holiday has increased air movement, and Celeste just kind of has that all the time, which is really interesting. I've been kind of curious about like how Deadlock is going to progress and how they're going to be able to differentiate all of these different characters when fundamentally it is like a third-person hero shooter. And just to talk about this patch widely, all 6 of these characters, with the exception of Venator, I guess, have like pretty interesting guns, pretty interesting left clicks that feel different from everybody else that we have in the cast so far. And Celeste having like different like default hero movement is very interesting. I feel like it opens up design space that I hadn't previously considered available in this game. So I just think that's really, really interesting too. For one is this kind of like AoE cone that she shoots out in front of her, and it'll debuff any of the targets hit, and it does a little bit of magic damage. But what the debuff does is after that, every left click that you do on the target will just do a little bit of magic damage on top of it, and it also gives her a little bit of spirit lifesteal, so she is able to take particularly favorable trades, especially when you pair it with the second ability, which is a shield that she puts on herself. She can only put it on herself. She can't cast it on other people, but it's a decently powerful shield. It provides quite a bit of health, and then it also gives you a little bit of move speed. And if an opponent pops it or destroys it, it'll do an AoE around her that will also silence targets. So that's really good. The 3 is an ability. It's like a ranged AoE spell that she can cast that it has charges, and whenever you hit an enemy with it, you gain a buff. I believe the buff only goes up to 6 stacks, and each stack just amplifies all of your spirit damage. And then her 4 is a bouncing orb that will bounce around and slow people and do a lot of damage. It is basically Brand ult from League of Legends or Lich ult from Dota 2. I don't think there is an equivalent in hero shooters, but let me know, I don't play those as much. The way the kit kind of all comes together is interesting. So when I originally thought about this character, I noticed that like her shadow in the base was like walking on the banisters, and the little like hint that they had put in the base was like a tightrope that she used to walk on. So I was thinking to myself like, okay, Celeste is very comfortable with heights. You know, she's in the circus, she probably walks the tightrope. That's why those things are there. So maybe she's like the type of mage who really benefits from hanging out on the rooftops. And there are some parts of her kit that kind of point in that direction, right? The fact that you can like target your 3 and it would go all the way down to the floor and you don't have to be like on level with it to cast it. The fact that her left click, we didn't even mention this, doesn't have drop off damage. So long as it goes and it hits something, it will do damage from no matter how far away she is. It doesn't like lose damage as it travels. This does not mean that she can like harass walkers and stuff from like infinite range. A lot of these objectives still require the hero doing damage to it to be within a certain radius of it, and that's just a hard check that they do. But she is able to do a lot of things with the left click because it has not infinite range, but a very, very long practical range. But other parts of her kit, another thing that sort of implies that she can do well on rooftops is the lower gravity, her ability to like use less stamina to be able to get from rooftop to rooftop. Speaking of which, I didn't even mention that she has 4 stamina by default, so she is moving around, and she is, I believe it's bucket 1 is how it's described. She has the fastest dash speed in the game. I mean, it's tied with all of the other heroes that are in that bucket, but she's very, very mobile and based almost entirely on her stamina. I don't think you get a lot of sprint, but like you can get extra stamina or kinetic dash or stuff like that. Her dash is very, very good. But this character kind of has a bunch of layers to her. So the way that I kind of envision it is like if a team fight is going on and it's going to be prolonged, she can kind of play at a range where she's able to leverage her strong left click and the charges on her 3 to hopefully hit a bunch of heroes, get enough stacks on her 3 to get, you know, the spirit power buff. And then at some point she's able to fire off her ult. It's able to be disruptive, get the enemies to spread out. And then she can move in with the powerful shield to help protect her and give her a little bit of move speed. The 1 to amplify her damage and just sort of mow down the enemies that have spread out. It's kind of the way that I envision the play pattern going. A lot of the time this character is just running at people with shield and 1 just because it does a lot of damage. She's been nerfed a couple of times. I think the consensus is still that she's very, very strong. And of course it's not possible for me to like I enjoy the character a lot, but I can't like discern how much of that is. I think it's due to the kit, but obviously there is an element of like, wow, this character is very strong right now. I'm pretty sure I'll still like her once she's nerfed, just because I think the kit itself is interesting. But yeah, she's kind of has this interesting thing because of her 1, because it is a damage amp on her left click, and because the left click is able to bounce to things already. She is like, yes, a spirit power mage, but she is able to farm camps faster than a lot of the other spirit power mage type characters in the game. You know, I find myself able to clear tier 2 camps much faster than when I'm on like, I don't know, Pocket or Lash or these kinds of characters, or at least much sooner. And I'm able to take tier 3s in a way that I kind of can't on those other characters until like way later in the game, just because she's built around, you know, amping this left click damage. So I think that's very, very interesting too. I've only gotten to play 1 game on Apollo, but I have a feeling that if I give it enough games, I probably will end up enjoying it more than I currently do. It might be a little bit like Pocket was, where like Pocket for my first like 10 games, I think I lost 9 of them just because there are some characters that my brain just doesn't naturally gravitate to and pick up, and it takes like a lot of effort to actually get into the groove and figure out what they're doing and learn their play patterns and all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like Apollo is going to be one of those characters for me. But if I do play him enough and I learn a little bit more about him, I think I would end up enjoying him a little bit more than I do at the moment. It is really disconcerting, the camera on the ultimate. I feel like I lose track of like how far he's going and like where he exists in the space, and I'm not sure if, I mean, like it's dramatic and it's cool, but I just don't know if it's, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Are other people complaining about this? It would be interesting to see what other people's thoughts and feelings on it are. I do think his kit is very cool. Basically everything is a movement ability, and that's fun. So I'm looking forward to playing more of him, but just not a character that is going to be easy for me to pick up. And I think the fact that I find him so difficult and cumbersome to play at the moment is affecting overall how much I like the character. But, you know, I don't pick up these characters as quickly as other people do. I mean, even Shiv, which I consider my main character now, I took a little bit of time to learn. And Lash, honestly, I only picked him up as quickly as I did because I had played so much Winston in Overwatch, so I kind of know how to like leap around and be a disruptive idiot. But yeah, these are my thoughts on these new characters. I like two of them. I like Celeste a lot. Celeste is definitely in the main hero pool, and it's a character that I want to grind and I want to be really good at. Apollo, I'm gonna give, you know, a little bit of time, see if I gravitate towards him a little bit more. I do think he's cool. I think his kit is interesting, but I've gotta figure it out. And yeah, I'm interested to hear how you guys are feeling about everybody. Celeste really caught me off guard, is the point of this video. I was expecting like this weird rooftop disruptive like support mage type character, and I didn't really get that at all. I got a Carney who runs at people and shoots them with one of the most interesting left clicks in the game. So that's a fun, welcome surprise, and I definitely want to play more of her. I'm gonna let the rest of this run. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.
The mysteries of my people.
Headed to Greenwich.
Safe out there.
I see ship.
I know how to protect myself.
Anytime, Brendan.
We're working well together.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Into the fray. Showtime.
Tell your son. They are
What's life without a little danger? I bring forth the light. Think about Viper.
I see ship.
Hope shines on us.
The paradox.
Keep your eye on the ball, boys and girls.
I see the enemy.
The urn is ours.
Great job.
Our green walker is under attack. Such arcane mystery she will show you.
Comes for them.
We'll bring hope. They took out Billy.
Come back if you need anything else.
Let's go yellow.
Let's shine a light.
Our yellow walker is under attack. Yeah, don't fight fair. Our yellow walker has been destroyed.
My secret dies with them.
Appreciate the help.
I see the Venator.
I got a bad feeling out here.
Headed. Let's go blue.
Risking your life.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
I see Ivy. I see the enemy.
I will bring hope.
Venator's on bridge.
Our blue walker is under attack.
It never gets old. I'll hit as many as I can. These are the mysteries of my people. You asked for this.
A boon from your patron.
Luminous strike.
Help me deliver this thing.
The urn has been dropped.
The wrong fight. Enjoy your stay.
What's the light? The more of them, the better. See, Seth? I was really pushing my luck there. My friends will thank me. No more hiding.
Walker is under attack.
They were right here.
Headed to Greenwich.
Your valor is rewarded.
Now go out there and impose your will.
Headed to Broadway.
Our blue walker is under attack.
I am not divine.
Headed to York.
This should be good.
Headed to Broadway.
Our green walker is under attack.
Just got
Our blue walker is under attack. Our blue walker has been destroyed.
I'm taking this team apart brick by brick.
These are mysteries of my people.
The rejuvenator is descending.
We got the rejuve.
You need to make a stand and stop them. The urn is ours.
Hope shines on us. I took this out of my routine after causing too many concussions, but seems like a good time to dust it off.
Headed to yellow.
We took out Apollo. I bring forth the light.
Red is doing
Take cover. Guards up.
Death brings consequences once more. Our green walker is under attack.
No more hiding.
Let the ley lines course through.
In time, I will butcher you all.
I got a good feeling about this.
This should keep them on their toes.
Sweet Ram, thank you for your aid.
Wanna play? I love these. It's time.
I see the enemy.
rehearsal.
Rem is doing what it can to keep us standing.
We're working well together.
Headed to York.
Surely and away we go. Anytime now.
Old habits die hard, I'm afraid.
Thank you for helping your fellows, Billy.
Headed to Yellow.
Nice to be free of those nasty little spirits.
Sweet Rem, thank you for your aid.
They took out Apollo. Glorious strike.
She shall temper your
Defend
spirit.
green.
Mid-boss has arrived.
Don't go running off on me.
Girls. I'm a friend.
Rem
They'll be
is
back
doing
when I need to be.
Let your rage spill forth, Billy. Celeste, you are full of surprises, aren't you?
Time's on us.
The Rejuvenator is descending.
See you on Coney later.
The Venator.
They're getting the horns now, baby.
Apollo dances and our enemies bleed.
Let me show you upstairs.
enjoying the show?
They're broken.
Thought you guys were supposed to be hard.
Without
Feeling a
your
little
help,
exposed out here.
they only have one try left.
Guess we're gonna see what happens.